today we're talking about love, soul connections, twin flame connections. We're often asked about, how do you know a twin flame? Is he my soulmate?
Goodness.
How can I tell? And recently someone actually sent in a question about twin flames and if a career path, like them having the same career path, is indicative of them being twin flames. So we want to kind of go through the signs and really explain what we feel to be the connection and the power behind these types of relationships, and kind of put to bed some of the myths that have been integrated into our conversations.
Right.
Yeah.
So we did do a video previously on both soulmates and twin flames separately. So let's go ahead and start off with soulmate first.
Yeah.
And kind of revisiting that concept. So through Hollywood and, romance novels and everything, it's been put out that a soulmate means that one person you're meant to be with, and that no matter what happens in life, whatever struggles, you always end up together in the end, and you live happily ever after.
Yeah, they're running after you at the train station.
Unfortunately, that's not the case. So a soulmate is really anybody you have a soul connection with.
Yeah.
Karmic as well, meaning you repeat cycles over and over and over because you're meant to learn a lesson that is meant to better you. So really, it's all about you and your self-development. This person is meant to be teaching you some of the most difficult lessons even, and uncomfortable lessons even, over time, which is why often soulmate connections are the most dramatic experiences you can go through. So I would not necessarily recommend praying for a soulmate as a romantic partner. But yes, and not all of them are romantic partners.
Yeah, we're soulmates.
Yeah, soulmates can be friends, family members, dogs, cats.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. They're meant to help you grow.
Yeah, they're supposed to be the catalyst for growth, okay? So bringing to the surface the things within you that you've covered up, that you've avoided, the little mask that you wear, your soulmate rips that off and says, hey, here I am, here you are, let's call a spade a spade. Are you going to handle it or not? And it's up to you. At that point, do you actually want to transmute things that you've been putting into the closet? Do you want to really work on yourself so you can be a better partner, not just for that other person, but it's about the relationship you have with yourself?
Yes, first and foremost, all about you.
So soulmate connections, you can typically tell someone's a soulmate because there's this familiarity between the both of you guys. It feels very comfortable, very fast. And there's also just repetitive instances of running into this person and you're just like, dude, or woman, why are you just always around?
Yes.
You can sense intuitively that there's some reason, a pivotal role that they're supposed to play in your life.
Yes, and often even times you'll notice too that they kind of somehow are connected within your circle. Maybe not directly, but over time you'll realize that you've been running in the same path that way as well.
Exactly. And so twin flame, the distinction there is a little nuanced. So it's not incredibly different, but what makes it special is because the story behind it is that you were both one before incarnation, and you came down here and split into two different soul entities to live different parallel ways of existing, okay? So that's one belief. Yes, yin and yang, polar opposites, and that's where the whole notion of opposites attract really, I think, meshes well with the concept. But as time has gone on, I've realized that a twin flame connection is really supposed to spark within you the balance of masculine and feminine energies within you, okay? Right. So they come in and they just shake you because for me, my twin flame connection, when I met him, it was very much an awakening of things that I forgot to be within my feminine spectrum. I skewed very masculine and very independent and all about my work. And then they woke up this other part in me that needs to be vulnerable and needs to allow in help. So that was a balance. And no, I don't need to, marry the guy, but it was a really hard look at myself and the imbalance that existed. So that twin flame, unlike any connection that I've ever had, really showed me what was up with me and why I was putting on this face and acting so strong when ultimately I am soft as well. So it brought me back into balance.
Right.
Yeah.
And another idea about the twin flame is many believe that of course, you only have one. If you're one soul at first, then you only have one twin flame. Over time, now I'm speaking from personal experience, I don't necessarily believe that you only have one twin flame. Reason being, if that is your mirror image, and your mirror image from college is not the same as your mirror image now, it would make sense that you could possibly have another person in your life that feels that perspective and teaches you different lessons at this different stage in your soul growth. So I honestly believe you can have more than one twin. It's very similar to the soulmate concept, but maybe on a little bit more intense level.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that person also comes back around in another form because we didn't really get that lesson the first time. So it needs to be relearned. And that's where I do, really become more open to the notion that there is the ability to have more than one. Because if you didn't get it the first time, hey, universe is trying to knock on you and say, this is in need of balance. And the twin connection is really about the serpent, the kundalini dynamic between you, and that balance that needs to be had. So the external person is just the tool, okay? It's just the catalyst to say, hey, wake up, and to shake your foundation. So don't get so tied in the twin being your all, your everything, or the soulmate being your all and your everything, because these people are living their own realities, okay? And they're here to digest the world in their own way. Right. And it's your opportunity to learn through the lens that they provide you and to not cling to them, but allow them to come in and to assist and then let them go. Not saying that you can ever marry or commit, but we really want you to feel more empowered and more in control of the situation versus feeling the connection and getting so lost in it that you have to learn these karmic lessons all over again.
Exactly. And just remember too, I want to stress, especially for the women out there, men too, but a soul connection is not an excuse to endure bad behavior. So again, remember your standards always. Put yourself first. And if you need to separate for a time to...
He has to go.
Yes.
He has to go.
So everybody can learn on their own corners, then let that happen. And if you come back together later, healed and changed and all ready, then go for it. But just remember that.
Not an excuse. I love that. All right, so that's a refresher on twin flames and soulmate connections. Soulmate connections. Any questions, leave them below. You can DM us. Remember to join the discussion in our Facebook group. Search We Got a Vibe. That's We Got a Gotta Vibe. And let us know what you think about what we discussed today. All right, bye, Vibers.
Bye.